FM. My name is Joe Uzaji, bringing you the latest news in the world of sports. And we are live on Facebook at Star 103.5 FM. This morning, we would be bringing you, of course, the Olympics, everything happening around the Olympics. Get to look at the medal table. And then we would also bring you news coming in from the football world. Of course, the transfer season is here, and then don't forget that the Premier League season is just some 2 weeks away, and we would also get to look at what I'll bring you also some transfer stories, as I said earlier, and then we'll also look at the Olympics, bringing you one event that we would be educated on this morning, and then Ghana would be in action today. Yes, we are back in action today, and this time around is going to be our own Rose Amoniwa. The team lead for Ghana's athlete has been speaking, and we'll get to listen to what she's been saying. And then tomorrow as well, Ghana would also be in action. So Friday, Saturday, Charlie, the weekend here, it is packed. And of course, we'll bring you a fun fact. Don't forget that it is Friday, and you know how we always do Fridays. Fridays are for Jama. Fridays are for Thanksgiving. It's the second day of August, and then no better way to actually start a show with some Jama heat from my people. All right, so everything that the Lord has done is so good, right? And let's start off with some fun facts. So did you know that in 1976, during a game between Ajax and then FC Utrecht, the referee got injured. So Ajax player Ruud Krol stepped in as the referee for the remainder of the match, and Ajax won 4-1. Yeah, so in 1976, Ajax and then Utrecht were actually playing a game, and then the referee got injured, and so one Ajax player named Ruud Krol stepped in as a referee for the remainder of the match, and then Ajax actually won that game 4-1. So that's the fun fact for today, Friday fun fact. All right, now let's bring you the latest from Ghana's camp, as Ghana would be competing today and tomorrow. So the leader of Ghana's contingent at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, Madam Philippina Frimpong, has been speaking ahead of the team's participation in the track and field event, which will see Rose Amoniwa take part in the high jump event. Now, Madam Frimpong believes that Rose will give off her best, as she's determined to make the opportunity worthwhile. Now, she was actually speaking as Ghana familiarized themselves with the training facilities at Paris yesterday. Let's get to listen to Madame Philippina.
Expect for them is to put up their best performances. And we all know Ben is good, Azumati is good, but they are coming up against tougher opposition. So they can put up good performances, give off their best. And in some of these events, anything can happen. Anything can happen. This is where the opportunity meets preparation. So if you are in the right place, opportunity comes, you are through with it. So we're expecting good things from them. They'll give us what they can do.
All right, so that was Madam Philippina speaking. Of course, first of all, she actually spoke on Benjamin Azamati and Kohud also be in action tomorrow. And then this is what she had to say on Rose Amoniwa Ibua.
Expect and we know that Rose will give up her best. She's also very determined. She's a very determined young lady. She also understands that this is an opportunity of a lifetime and she wishes to take it. When I went to check the start list, she's in Group A, which is where most of the big girls are. And so she's going to be competing with people she may have seen on TV before, or maybe some of them may be schoolmates or in other schools that she has seen at different competitions. And now they all have this is a level playing field for all of them. And anything can happen. Anyone can take opportunity and be the best. And I know that she's ready for it.
Right, so female high jumper Rose Amwenima Ibua will be in action tomorrow. Today. She actually qualified for the Summer Games in Paris, France, after winning the NCAA high jump event in the United States of America. So we are wishing her all the best there. We're hoping that she would actually qualify probably to the next round. Yes, and then make Ghana proud. Bring us some laurels. Hopefully, if we get some bronze card, Charlie, we go like them. Don't forget that tomorrow, freestyle swimming would also be in there, and would also see Ghana's 100 meters. Ghana's 100 meters athlete be in action tomorrow, and then we would also see Josel Mensah in swimming freestyle. So I want to get the time for you, time that would see Ghana's events happen. So for Rose today would be in action at exactly 8:15 a.m. So if you want to watch Rose, please get glued to your sets at 8:15 a.m. Josel Alice Mensah at 9:11 a.m. Then tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. 100 meters, Benjamin Azamati and Abdul Rashid Saminu. And for the 4x100 team, they've been training. Their heat would actually be the first round would actually be on Thursday. So probably when we get to around Wednesday, we'll talk about that. But then for now, today we would see Rose Amwenima Yeboah at exactly 8:15 a.m. And then tomorrow we would see Josel Alice Mensah swimming at exactly 9:11 a.m. She would be in action. And then at exactly 9:45 a.m. we'd see Benjamin Azar, yes. And then Abdul Rashid Saminu, they would also be in action at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow there. So we're wishing them all the best. We're hoping that they can actually go on and make Ghana very, very proud. All right, now let's move to the Olympics. And then yesterday in basketball in the Olympics, Australia beat Canada by 70 baskets to 65. France beat Nigeria. I was actually hoping for Nigeria to do well after they beat Australia there, but then they lost to France 75 to 54. And then we saw Japan lose to Germany 64 to 75. Belgium actually lost to the United States of America 74 to 87 there. Now today we are going to see in Group A, Australia take on Greece in the basketball at exactly 11:30 a.m. and then Canada will take on Spain at 3:15 p.m. of course. Now in Group B, Japan will take on Brazil this morning 9 a.m. and then France will take on Germany at exactly 7 p.m. there. So if you're a basketball fan and you want to enjoy some basketball, then make sure you do join it. Now for volleyball fans, France will take on Slovenia today at 3 p.m. and then Brazil taking on Egypt at 11 a.m. This morning, 7 a.m., Argentina would take on Germany at 7 a.m. as I said, in Group C. And then Japan would play USA. In volleyball as part of the Olympic Games. And then let's get to handball, where Croatia would play Sweden 12 p.m. and would see Germany take on Spain at 2 p.m. Japan would play Slovenia at 5 p.m. And in Group B, Hungary would take on Denmark 7 a.m. this morning. Argentina would play France 9 a.m. this morning. And then Norway would also take on Egypt, another African interest in there this morning as well. So there you have it. Handball, volleyball, and then basketball all coming in the Olympics this morning. Now let's move to football, where this today at 1 we would see Morocco take on USA. It is the quarterfinals here. So quarterfinals would begin today, and then Morocco are going to take on the United States of America. Japan would play against Spain. Egypt are going to take on Paraguay. France would play Argentina. So let me give you the times for the games. Morocco taking on USA at 1 p.m. Japan taking on Spain at 3 p.m. Egypt are going to play Paraguay at 5 p.m. And then France will take on Argentina at 7 p.m. in there. So big one. Big clashes today in football as part of the Paris Olympic Games. So let's just bring you some tennis. Yesterday, Andy Murray actually played his last and final game. Yes, Andy Murray played his last game for in tennis, and a lot of people have been speaking about him, his colleagues, people he has worked with. So let's get to listen to some praise that for Andy Murray after yesterday. He actually played his final game in tennis, and he actually lost, but then at least it's good. If you follow tennis for a while, you know that he's come a long way.
Pretty sarcastic, an exceptional human being.
One nice thing. Ooh, tough. No, I'm joking.
Very generous. He's definitely one of the more fun people to be around in the locker room and on court.
He's always been such a nice guy.
Legend of British sport.
Unbelievable competitor, unbelievable tennis player, and even better person off the court as well.
He's obviously a warrior of the sport, and it's been one of my favorite people to watch for a long time.
He's always exceeded expectations, done more than people thought that he could do.
Always joking around, always friendly.
Just his nonsense chat day in, day out.
He's got pretty good banter. He can give it and he can take it. He's not afraid to go after the young guys a little bit. So I like that about him.
You have a favorite memory with him?
Probably beating him in Stockholm. Sorry, dude.
Hopefully he still sends the random messages where he's just at home testing rackets.
Winning Wimbledon twice in the toughest era of tennis as a Brit is one of the coolest things that we've seen in our sport.
He'll be sorely missed.
All right, so there you have it. Some praise for Andy Murray, who actually was in doubles events yesterday, and they lost. They actually lost to the United States of America's Fritz and then Paul. So Andy Murray played his last game in tennis, and well, he's a good probably. It's a conversation that we cannot continue and find an answer to. Now, yesterday, Alcaraz also won straight sets against Paul T of the United States of America. So he's moved to the next round. And then Djokovic also did well to beat Tsitsipas into straight sets as well. So we might see, you never know, Djokovic and then Alcaraz in the next matchup in there. All right, still on some Olympics. It's been a news that has been going all around. Angela Carini is a boxer for Italy, and then when the fight was happening, she actually had to stop fighting. She cried, and she's a legend that the Algerian Imani Khelif is not a woman. That's what she's saying. So Khelif has actually had issues on if she's a transgender, if she's a man, a woman, and then eventually she was cleared to actually compete in the Olympics. And this is what Carini had to say: "I've never been hit so hard in my life. It is up to the IOC to judge if this fight was fair." So she couldn't continue the fight. She asked the referee to stop the fight, and then later she started crying that she's never been punched so much in her life. So a bit. I don't know if it's quite funny, but if the person was actually cleared to fight, and then you got into the ring with her, and then you started receiving punches, and then you come out to say that, well, is it hopefully? Let's see what happens in there with that boxing issue. Now, for Nigeria's team, as I told you yesterday, they actually, as I said, they yesterday lost to France basketball team, and then Kati Ledeg has won a 13th Olympic medal. It's a record for the female Olympian swimmer for the United States. Now, as I said, Carlos Alcaraz has kept his Olympic dream alive. A straight set against Tommy Paul, which secures his place in the semi-finals. The Olympic events, rugby. So let me just quickly tell you about rugby and then bring you some transfer news. Then the morning show continues. So rugby is a 15-aside team sport. The object of the game is to ground the ball behind the opponent's try line into what is called the in-goal area. Now, rugby is played both with the ball in hand and by kicking the ball. However, when the ball is being carried in hand, it can only be thrown or handed off backwards. Rugby is a complicated, intense game which consists of 15 players on each team on a field of 100 meters long and 70 meters wide. The basic rules are not so difficult that you need a lifetime to learn them. However, you still need a couple of hours game time to be able to understand the structure and gameplay of rugby. The concept of rugby is simple. Two teams try and gain the most points in 80 minutes by trying to score the points in the other team's half. The ball can never be passed forward, only backwards or perpendicular. A team can only advance by passing or kicking the ball. Any team can win the ball at any time. This is usually done by the forward pack, which consists of 8 players. You also have a back line, which consists of 7 players. The forward pack is made up of 2 props, 1 and 3, 1 hooker, 2 locks, and then 3 loose forwards. The back line is made up by the scrum half, fly half, left wing, inside center, outside center, right wing, and then the full back. So there you have it. Rugby is also part of the Olympics, and then, as I've always been doing, bringing you education on some of the events, especially the ones that are not too popular in our part of the world. All right, so Crystal Palace have confirmed the signing of Ismaila Sarr, who will join them on a 5-year deal. If you remember Ismaila Sarr, he actually plays for Senegal, and then he was with Watford. Then he has officially joined Crystal Palace. In the Crystal Palace are also looking, of course, to replace Olise, who has signed for Bayern Munich. Now, we also understand that Joao Neves has passed his medical with PSG, and so today the transfer would officially be confirmed. Now, Fulham are interested in signing Diego Carlos from Aston Villa, and Fulham are also confident that they can reach an agreement with Scott McTominay's Manchester United for the Scottish player. Renato Sanchez has passed Benfica's medical and has already joined the team in Algarve. Now, Johan Bakayoko is still on Liverpool's shortlist of attacking transfers this summer. Newcastle will sign William Osula from Sheffield United, and you understand that it's almost a done deal. So Newcastle United are going to bring in Sheffield United's William Osula in there. And then let's quickly end with some done deals where Lille have signed Osame Sahari from Heerenveen for a fee of 9.5 million euros in there. And finally, Tottenham are targeting a move to sign Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth. Will probably be a difficult one, but let's see how it goes in the few weeks to come. All right, that'll be all for sports. My name is Jones Aji. The morning show continues. Do remember to join us on the game at 1 p.m. on Star FM and then on GH1 TV.